Prepare for a night of heat. When you open the door, your man should be sitting, waiting on the couch.
Welcome to Miss Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the romantic comedy characters that really spoke to us. No, literally. For this list, we're only counting characters who acknowledge the audience in some way, so in-universe voiceover narration doesn't count.
You gotta kick it off with a killer to grab attention. Then you gotta take it up a notch.
Number 10, Buddy Love, the Nutty Professor.
Hey, now they say anticipation helps make the appetite grow stronger, if you know what I mean.
No one can cast a knowing look at the camera quite like Eddie Murphy. In The Nutty Professor, he plays a scientist who develops a powerful weight loss formula. Unfortunately, it has some extreme side effects.
We don't have much time in the movie! I got it! Professor! Professor, I have an appointment with Love! Good night, hamster boy!
Along with shedding some pounds, Professor Sherman Klump's formula also unleashes his evil alter ego, the uber-confident and amoral Buddy Love. Throughout the movie, Buddy Love makes sure he knows we're watching him. Whether it's his joy at being in exercise classes with gorgeous women or glancing at us when something unhinged is happening, he oozes the confidence Professor Klump clearly lacks.
So come join me, because you can't beat me! You can't beat me! You can't beat me!
Number 9, Shirley Valentine. Shirley Valentine. Based on a hit play, this underrated British classic revolves around Pauline Collins in the title role. Shirley Valentine is a bored housewife who takes a chance and finds life-changing romance on a Greek holiday.
I know whatever happens, he won't take anything from me. I know he'll keep his promise. The truth is, I don't want him to.
Although the stage version is a one-woman show, the movie expands on Shirley's world, dramatizing scenes she only tells us about in the play. But the film adaptation smartly keeps many of her best asides to the audience.
I always said I'd leave him when the kids grew up. But by the time they'd grown up, there was nowhere to go. Not saying he's bad, my fella. He's just no bleeding good.
Shirley treats us like we're old friends. Her frankness about how disappointing life can be is equal parts hilarious, wise, and devastating.
She knew who she was. But somewhere along the way, the boy called Joe turned into him. And Shirley Valentine turned into this.
Number 8, Tom Hansen. 500 Days of Summer.
It's a work thing. The whole office is going.
I can't go even if I wanted to.
You're not listening to me.
What?
The whole office is going.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays hopeless romantic Tom, who spends much of the movie imagining different versions of his love story with Zooey Deschanel's Summer. That he acknowledges us several times, usually with a cheeky smile, makes his delusions about their relationship all the more aggravating. Tom spends most of the movie romanticizing Summer without being able to see what's gone wrong in their relationship. And even at the end, once he meets someone else, he seemingly learned little to nothing. He smirks at us one last time.
My name's Tom.
Nice to meet you. I'm Autumn.
We can sense the whole thing's about to happen again with this new woman. Number 7, Stanley Ipkiss, The Mask. The Mask.
This guy's incorrigible.
Jim Carrey put his elastic face to great use in this Dark Horse comic adaptation. The makers of the 1994 hit wanted to take the bleak tone of the comics and rework it into something a bit more audience-friendly. They came up with what amounts to a rom-com dipped in a zany crime caper coating.
She is so coy.
I love it!
Playing the dual role of Stanley Ipkiss and The Mask, Carrey delivers many of the best one-liners right to us. Forget breaking, the fourth wall is almost non-existent here. The Mask can't help but make sure we know just how incorrigible he is with every new and audacious antic.
Spoken! It's party time! P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta!
Number 6, Anne Elliot, Persuasion.
There's nothing worse than thinking your life is ruined and then realizing you've got much, much further to fall.
Jane Austen's work is just as popular as ever, but sometimes even classics could do with updates. Released by Netflix, the 2022 movie version of Persuasion injects some fourth wall breaking to give us some historical context we might miss.
One's family is only escapable by two things: marriage and death. Both seem unlikely in the immediate future.
Austen's work isn't supposed to be stuffy. By adding this modern but engaging narrative device, it gives us a fun and ironic view into Anne Elliot's life post-breakup with Frederick Wentworth. Juxtaposing Anne's desperate state with her assurance that she's fine might make her more understandable to a modern audience, while maintaining the book's humor.
So then just be myself. Oh no, don't do that until at least the second year of marriage. That may not be the worst advice.
Number 5. Alvy Singer, Annie Hall.
21 was my first play. You know you're always trying to get things to come out perfect in art because it's real difficult in life.
Woody Allen wrote, directed, and starred in this Oscar-winning film. Annie Hall is essentially a rom-com about how ridiculous falling in love can be, and why we do it anyway. The neurotic comic Alvy uses the audience like he's testing new material, engaging us when he has deep or embarrassing insights to share about his relationships.
Full of loneliness and misery and suffering and unhappiness, and it's all over much too quickly.
Allen has a talent for delivering wisecracks right to a camera, but the movie plays with the fourth wall in all sorts of ways. At one point, Alvy is able to conjure the media philosopher Marshall McLuhan just to win an intellectual discussion.
I heard what you were saying. You know nothing of my work. You mean my whole fallacy is wrong. How you ever got to teach a course in anything is totally amazing.
Boy, if life were only like this.
Number 4. Shantae Smith. 2 can play that game. Vivica A. Fox stars in this rom-com about a slick and confident woman who thinks she has men all figured out. Shantae Smith is a self-described expert on relationships. She treats us, the audience, like her students.
If you ever find yourself in a situation like this, rule number 1, never panic. Stay cool. Act like it doesn't bother you one bit, and address the issue head on.
We get to watch how she handles her boyfriend's infidelity as she sets out on a series of mind games to teach him a lesson. Fox is so charismatic, you kind of forget just how crazy some of her advice is.
Cardinal rule number 2, when your man messes up, no matter how small it is, you got to punish him. Punish him hard.
The film as a whole isn't perfect, but she nails the switches between her character's real emotions and her all-knowing teacher persona. While it's fun to watch Shantae demonstrate her wit and expertise, we also watch her realize she may be in over her head.
I guess I didn't consider that when it comes to love, there are no rules.
Number 3. Rob Gordon, High Fidelity. John Cusack plays a music lover who works at a record store. But for all his knowledge about music, there is one area where Rob is clueless. His love life is an absolute mess.
Allison Ashmore, Penny Hardwick, Jackie Alden, Charlie Nicholson, and Sarah Kendrew. Those were the ones that really hurt. Can you see your name on that list, Laura?
In the wake of his latest breakup, he takes us on a journey to understand what went wrong in all his previous relationships. We get a front row seat with his straight-to-camera musings about how he's completely lost when it comes to women.
I can see now I never really committed to Laura. I always had one foot out the door, and that prevented me from doing a lot of things, like thinking about my future, and I guess it made more sense to commit to nothing.
His self-deprecating humor and frustration reads loud and clear. And who hasn't felt like they were doing this dating thing all wrong?
So what am I gonna do now? Just keep jumping from rock to rock for the rest of my life until there aren't any rocks left? Should I bolt every time I get that feeling in my gut when I meet someone new? I've been thinking with my gut since I was 14 years old.
Number 2. Amélie Poulain. Amélie. You probably couldn't find a romantic comedy heroine quirkier than Audrey Tautu's wide-eyed title character. Amélie Poulain is the kind of person who doesn't go to the movies to watch movies. She goes to watch the people.
Puis j'aime bien repérer le petit détail que personne ne verra jamais. Par contre, j'aime pas dans les vieux films américains quand les conducteurs regardent pas la route.
This hit French film pulls all sorts of fourth wall breaking antics. Its protagonist often makes eye contact with us when she's feeling particularly mischievous or excited about simple things like cracking the crust of a creme brulee. This narrative device makes a lot of sense, given how expressive Toto is, especially with her eyes. She's captivating to watch even when she's saying nothing.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Alfie Elkins, Alfie.
I suppose you think you're going to see the bleeding titles now? Well, you're not, so you can all relax.
Michael Caine exploded onto the scene playing this title character. London playboy Alfie takes pleasure in sharing with us his secrets to betting women. The Bachelor parades his string of affairs in front of us like he's presenting a how-to guide.
The thing I like about Ruby, she's a mature woman. When she gets hold of you, you can feel a lifetime of experience in her fingers. Know what I mean? I find I'm going in more for that sort of woman these days.
Between his Cockney accent and his casual attitude towards relationships, it would be easy to root against him. But Caine is just so charming.
You'll never guess who I'm calling on. Well, I wouldn't have believed it myself 3 months ago.
He navigates Alfie's callous quips and contradictions, making you feel for him later when he gets his inevitable comeuppance. Caine even earned his first Academy Award nomination for his efforts.
I don't know. It seems to me if they ain't got you one way, they got you another. So what's the answer? That's what I keep asking myself. What's it all about? Know what I mean?
Which of these characters do you relate to the most? Let us know in the comments.
Well, what's wrong with that? There's a woman 3 doors down talks to a microwave. Talking to a microwave wall. What's the world coming to?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.